Okay. Make sure everything is working as intended. Okay, yeah, I can hear myself. That's always the first concern. I haven't streamed in, it feels like, forever, which is not literally accurate, but certainly not far off. It's been months, I believe. I think, was the last time here, or did I play some Cyberpunk on here? I don't remember. Anyway, though, I decided to come back and talk a little bit about the Last of Us Remake. This is basically the gameplay is mostly background. It's an old save. I hear you, Bill. So, rumors about a remake have been floating around for a long time. It's a year and a half, I don't know, quite a while. I suppose the chronology doesn't really matter that much. And what was going to be done wasn't very clear because it wasn't official, yada yada yada. But now, of course, it's all set. We know it's coming. We have a pretty good idea of, what they're doing. Open world exploration, probably more things to read. It's not clear to me if there's going to be additional dialogue or not, but the visuals are going to be changed. So let's address the first question. The obvious question is, should they be remaking it? It's difficult to say. I don't think they need to. To me, this game holds up very well. It still looks good, almost 10 years down the line. I like the gameplay. I think it's better than the gameplay in Last of Us 2. You'll certainly find people that disagree with that, but my answer is the right one, of course. But so they didn't need to. There's still interest in the game, from what I can tell. In terms of relevant comparisons, which is people speedrunning the game or playing it the first time, there's more interest in this than the sequel, despite the fact the sequel is very recent. So if you didn't need to do it for either artistic reasons or to sort of revive the IP, I mean, the other thing, we have the HBO show I'll be ignoring coming up as well. Why are they doing it? And the answer, I think, is very, very simple. I probably mentioned it before, which is Last of Us 2 did not hit its financial targets. So to make up for that fact, they need to revive the IP. The HBO show is not going to help, I don't think. Why won't he pick that up? I don't need that, but why won't he pick it up? That doesn't mean it won't be an excuse for people to go back and play this game. Absolutely. And I suspect the idea is to try to tie its release with the HBO shows so that people go back and play the remade game. I suspect that is the goal. And it may have some impact there. And certainly for anyone who has never played this game, they should absolutely do it. Do I think a remake is going to improve the experience of playing this game? No. No, I don't. It's already very clear from how poorly written Part 2 was that letting Neil go back to his old playground, and I realize he's not specifically attached to that project, but one of the Last of Us has the Star Wars problem, where you have an older, iconic IP that is troubled by horrendous and terrible, well, in Star Wars cases, prequels and sequels, but, very problematic, very brand hurting, and, sorry, I'll just kill these guys. Oh, nice teleport, dude. Clicker. So you, by doing that, and Disney has continued the process of just slowly devaluing the brand to the point where it's no longer the cash cow it used to be. It's probably past the point of no return. I don't know that you can save Star Wars anymore. You could have a good video game that's popular, but I think as television and film, I think it's essentially dead. Now, The Last of Us is playing off of one game. This one. This is the game right here. The DLC for this game, I think, is not very good. I think the writing is pretty bad for the past segment with Ellie and Riley. I know people who enjoy it, so we can never say people don't enjoy these things. But you know, you're going to find people who will enjoy anything. I don't find the fact that somebody enjoys something to be particularly significant. So it's not a question of, oh, no one likes it. It's a matter of, does a preponderance of the public like it? And the answer is clearly no. So what does remaking this do? Well, everyone likes this game, and the point will be to try to insert some of the nonsense from the second game into this one. So one of the big problems with Last of Us Part 2 is, in terms of lore, it does not fit. Well, not lore. Lore is part of the problem, I should say. In terms of character, it does not fit. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense with the world and the characters as presented here. So one of the ways to make that work is to retroactively insert the bad ideas you had in the second game. So Joel is portrayed in a very, very specific way in this game. You know, this game is his redemption story. That's what this game is. And in the second game, they just threw that all away. Joel bad. That is the message. Joel bad, and ultimately Ellie bad too. So your protagonist and pseudo co-protagonist are both bad. That is the point. Ellie bad, Joel bad, Abby good. It's okay though, because Ellie's bad only because Joel's bad. So really Joel bad. And there's none of that in this game. You know, like any good character arc, Joel has things he has to overcome and deal with. That's kind of the point of a hero's journey. You know, Last of Us 2 doesn't have a hero's journey for anyone. Abby starts off as a narcissistic, terrible person and ends the game as a narcissistic, terrible person. There's no arc there. Nobody changes. No one evolves. It's not even nihilistic. It's just bad storytelling. All right, that's not there on this difficulty. So what you're going to get, because you know the other thing too is the remake is being done somewhat cheaply. They're taking this game, porting it over to PS5, whatever that is, and making it look like Last of Us 2. That's all just very technical. And then the PC port, I think, is going to be a bigger pain in the ass for them, but that's coming later. And thank God for that, because with mods you can get rid of their nonsense. But in terms of story, what they've talked about is, oh, you know, we're going to do some open world things. Well, while that is nice to have more exploration, there are certainly areas in the game where you'd be like, oh, it'd be cool to explore over there, or if there was something over there. However, that doesn't add anything really to the story. It's just collecting shit. But I think what you will do is you'll get you know, collectibles, things that you can pick up that'll talk about how terrible Joel is, how schizophrenic Tommy is, even though Tommy in this game is like your classic good character, and on and on. There'll be a greater emphasis on Ellie's orientation, which is not in this game at all. You don't find out about it until the DLC. And it's pretty clear it was not part of the original conception. It's something decided later. So that's what you're going to get. And I feel like they're not going to add enough for it to Star Wars itself completely. But it's just going to be, they're just going to add things that you don't need for the story. Oh, goddammit, Bill. And as is classically the case in adaptations, you're going to have people who like this game who are not happy with... Wow, I stood on a mirror. Who are not happy with what's been done to this game. And And you're going to get all the same song and dance one gets when this occurs. Absolutely useless to everyone. That's my expectation. I would love to be wrong. I would love if the additions and changes are well thought out and considered, but how can they be when the sequel game does not sync with this game at all? You want to throw something there, Ellie? Heads up. Throw something? Yeah. Anyone? I don't need to conserve ammo like this. And just habits. Ellie, pull a brick from your pocket. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Oh, she hit him and then Bill broke it. Yeah, well.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
So yeah, so my all that blabbering is to say I'm not excited for it. I don't have a PS5, so I can't. You know, getting one here is not impossible, but exceedingly difficult. Certainly for the proper cost, anyway. Plenty of people will sell you them for double the markup. So I'm not going to benefit from that. I could get it on PC, which I might do, but it's really going to depend on what they've done. I think just randomly going into the open world and collecting things, as much as my OCD would probably enjoy that process. It's not a meaningful addition to the game, and I feel like all we're going to get is slight tweaks. Like we'll see Jerry as the surgeon and all that nonsense, and I just like I don't. You know, Last of Us 2 it's a terribly written game that I don't need it emphasized. I'd rather play the core game when so many of these bad ideas had not been inserted. And what it's really going to do is it's going to lead to the obnoxious people who support those games to talk and talk and talk and talk. And it's just like it's one of those things you just don't want to have to bother with. Correct, my friend. Don't you dare grab me. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Bill? You wanna do something, bud? Oh, there we go. No, bad Bill. Oh well. Alright. So they drop. Still got a throwable. Thanks, Bill. I couldn't have figured that out. But yeah, I mean, and I hate sounding pessimistic. And I mean, the coverage you're gonna get, the comments you're gonna get at the start are just gonna be about how amazing it is. But you know, that just goes without saying. It's like reviews for movies. They're pretty much always gonna be positive no matter what. I just kind of feel bad. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be like, it's like the Star Wars special editions where you're like, please stop. Please stop. And I know some people might feel encouraged that Neil is not participating in this, you know, since he's essentially the main reason the second game is so poorly done. But I mean, that the way Neil does things like suffuses how Naughty Dog does things when it comes to The Last of Us. So that's why the HBO show has no hope of being, you know, anything other than a trash fire. You know, look at all these drops. Very nice. It's 9mm ammo. I don't need one. Nope, not a headshot there. Oh, I missed. Fuck me. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Alright, will you clowns get out of the doorway, please? Thank you. And yeah, and I don't want to be a killjoy. I know for a lot of people, the remake is an exciting way to go back to this game and enjoy the things they enjoy. Just be prepared. You're gonna get stuff that you don't want and don't need inserted into the game for reasons that are unrelated to story. You know, it's just going to be like, we need the brand to be good. People didn't like Last of Us 2. How can we make them like Last of Us 2? Well, just retroactively inject some of that into this game, and that only brings this game down. You know, you can have a good old time jotting down the characters from Last of Us and Last of Us 2, and looking Last of Us 2, how they don't make any sense given Last of Us 1. And it's depressing, but it's, you know, it's not difficult to do. And you know, most of the people who like Last of Us, they either have created a narrative where those changes make sense, or more likely they're like, well, I don't care about that. It's a different story. You know, and you can feel how you feel about how narrative should work. For me, narrative coherence is a pretty important thing, so that kind of stuff drives me bananas. You're welcome, Bill. Ellie? No? No, just chill there. It's fine. Nice shot, Bill. Okay. None of the stuff is here on this. No, it isn't. If you're wondering, I'm playing on hard. This is why I have to pay a little bit of attention to what I'm doing. I also haven't played a lot of Last of Us in a while.
Get on top of these bleachers. Give me a boost, Joel.
Always fun to go back to it. It's just a shame to see what's happened to the IP. You know, this is such a good story. Gameplay, I think, is fun. Twofer. Why did that miss? That's such a Joel thing to do. I thought I waited long enough for that whiff to not happen, but the game on corners just has trouble. It's okay, there's health where we're going. Alright, I already got that. Go. There's another drop somewhere, I thought. Oh, it's over here, that's right.
Alright, you got him, let's go.
Right here. Not that I need this much shotgun ammo, but I'll take it. But yeah, all I can hope for is that I'm wrong, but there's really nothing. There's nothing in modern gaming experience to suggest that I will be wrong. And yeah. Now, do I think the HBO show or the remake of this game is going to boost Last of Us 2? I think only superficially. Last of Us 2 is just not a good game. There's just so many problems with it. That doesn't mean there aren't people who enjoy it, but, you know, it's a mess as a story, and the pacing for it is off. You know, Abby is unlikable. Ellie, unfortunately, is unlikable. Yeah, there's just not a lot to grab onto there. And it doesn't maintain. You know, one of the funny things to me about it is, it doesn't maintain its fans. I know people who like that game. None of them want to go back to it. It's just, you know, it has no retention. Whereas, you know, I and others am still playing this game, what, almost a decade later, and that is the benefit of good storytelling. People want to go back and play. It's like Witcher 3. And Witcher 3 came out in 2015, and people still love to play it, you know, 7 years on. And people love watching playthroughs of it 7 years on. And that's the case for this game too, although of course first-time playthroughs of this game are much rarer now, because it's not exactly a hidden gem. It's a very popular game, and it's a short game, so it's very approachable for anyone who's streaming. But this goddamn shotgun. Oh, she came around the tree. She doesn't normally do that. Duper. Oh, Bill. You're so special. You wonder if there's stuff over here on hard. Probably. No, maybe not. Nope. Guess that goes away on normal. But yeah, I have friends who have never played Last of Us. They know nothing about it, and this is what I would suggest they play. Get a PS4, do yourself a favor, and play the good game. I mean, the gameplay too is so good for those who don't normally play video games. Got him. Oh wait, do I need to do that on this level? I think I do, or this difficulty. I think I need the rifle. Alright.
Alright, Ellie, get ready.
Oh, there's a skunk in the neighborhood. Woo.
Alright, Ellie, start it up.
That is quite the odor.
You hear that sound, Bill?
Yeah, well, that means the infected here, too. Let's get the fucking...
He didn't want to jump in the truck, but he did go in eventually. That's the important thing. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear what other people think. You know, the positive opinions I see are incredibly vague. It's just like, yay! You know what? Like it's nothing of substance there. It's just like, woo! And it's so hard to interact with that as a not that enthusiasm is bad, but you know, there's really no way to dig into a subject when people just use you know, effusive hyperbole. There's not a whole lot you can do there. Now, I do think though, for those fans of Last of Us 2, you know. Sorry, I am typing and smashing square at the same time. Yeah, so for them, inserting more Last of Us 2 is a benefit. It's just, you know, as a product manager, as an IP manager, those fans don't matter. They're not going anywhere. They already liked the failed sequel you made, so they're in your pocket. They just don't. Those are not the people you lost. What you lost are the fans of this game. So inserting elements from a game they don't like into this one, you're risking alienating them further. And while I don't think Neil gives a flying fuck about that, Sony does. Oh shit! I'm supposed to have my shotgun out. Pardon me, sir. No, I can leave that out. Do I have time to get the health? I think I do. I do. Ellie! For the love of God. But yeah. No, I'd be curious. I'd be curious if people who like this game, didn't care for the sequel, are excited about it, and why. I mean, I can hypothetically think of some reasons why. You know, they might be like, well, you know, inserting sequel material doesn't really matter, because the sequel is there whether you like it or not, and you know, you can just sort of focus on enjoying the experience of playing this game with updated graphics. Although I will be honest with you, a lot of the updated looks for me are not... Oh, I think I have alcohol in here too. I do. Right. Are not improvements. Making Ellie look more like Ashley Johnson. I don't need that. You know, like, so a lot of those tweaks to pre-existing characters, like I think Tommy looks worse. Do all the characters look worse than updated? I think they pretty much all do. All the characters from this game in Last of Us 2, I don't like the Uncanny Valley appearance in the sequel. I don't think it works. I think the characters who are unique to Last of Us 2 are fine. Oh, I mean, Abby looks ridiculous, but they're fine. I mean, they're roided up Abby. But, you know, beyond that, she looks like... there's an MMA fighter that she looks like. Anyway, I think I've gone through in other discussions about why having her be roided up is problematic to that story, but no need to repeat that unless someone is unfamiliar with why. No, you're supposed to grab the rag. Thank you. Yeah, so... But yeah, I'd be very, very curious. Because, I mean, there are some people who are probably like, I don't really care... what they do to the story. I already know what it originally was, et cetera, et cetera. They can't wreck it for me, which is that's a perfectly valid way of looking at it. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear it, because all I'm really hearing are fans of, like I said, the sequel, talking about how great it's going to be. There we go. Oh. Yeah, and I would just love to hear opinions that aren't just mine, going the other way or going the positive way, but with something a little less simple than that. I mean, it's great for speedrunners, but that's a very specific community that you're addressing. But yeah, for those, I don't think anyone would argue this anymore, but for anyone who wants to make the argument that Last of Us 2 is a very successful game, we know for reasons, concrete reasons that that are not related to opinion, that it was not, because there is no DLC.
Right here.
How about you let me go first?
Not announced, not forthcoming. It's not happening. And DLC is the ultimate sign of success. Naughty Dog does it all the time. This game has DLC, Uncharted DLC. DLC is the normal way you maximize profits from an asset like this. Oh, why am I doing it this way?
Gotta get down.
Old habits, I guess. Run, Joel.
Did you learn to shoot?
I wonder if I can still make this work. I think I can.
Hey,
Turn.
Yep.
Yeah, seems to have worked. But yeah, there's no DLC. I mean, that can sound simplistic, but that is an injection of cash right into the system, and it can make you a lot of cash. It also brings people back to the core game because you want to play it in context, etc., etc. And Naughty Dog isn't doing it. Neil immediately moved from the second game over to making the HBO show as shitty as possible, and congrats to him for that. But there was nothing done on it because the game just didn't resonate. And and for people who enjoyed it, I'm sure it's a little frustrating that so many people did not. The thing to ask yourself is why, and avoid simplistic explanations, which is certainly what Naughty Dog would give you. And of course, if you're Sony, you don't care why. Make money is the only thing Sony cares about. Hello, friend. Let me strangle you. That's one of those things that's always frustrating, and I mean, I can be guilty of it myself sometimes. But it's interesting to me why, like the whys. Why does someone like or dislike something? Because it's an insight into their preferences and what works for them in narrative. And a lot of times people just don't know how to express that, and which isn't surprising. It's a skill you have to learn, and it's proper criticism does not come easily to everybody, and some people just don't like thinking about things like that. But I'm always dying to know what do people get out of games like this. For some, it's gameplay. That's fine. That's not my thing, but at least I can understand what matters most to them. For the fans of Last of Us 2, because I know quite a few of them, it's largely about what the story is trying to do as opposed to what it does. So it is rewarding intent, and I can't do that. I need it's not, intent doesn't matter to me. It's what you actually do that is worthy of consideration. And in terms of what that game does, it's not very impressive. This game is not perfect. It's extremely good. It is not perfect. But as in terms of video game stories, it is right up there with the best of the best. And where is he? Oh, he's so slow. And when that is what you've accomplished in your first iteration, you cannot go to bog standard shitty storytelling in your next game. You can't cover that up with pretty effects in combat. It's just not enough. And the pacing of the second game, oh my god. I know it didn't, I know it tested, I don't want to say poorly, but controversially. But you've got to do better than that, man. Like, I could, even with that crappy story, I could give you a iteration of it that is not that poorly devised. Let's jump to the hotel and save my wrist some problems. Well, on the off chance you've never seen me play before, I have wrist issues, so to avoid said issues, we're going to skip ahead a bit. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? I was just, venting's not the right word. I was just talking about the remake and what I think, my concerns for it, and what people might be thinking about it. I've seen some coverage of it, but not a ton. And by coverage, I mean, you know, like videos and whatever. And, you know, the general impression I see is people are excited because, you know, they love this game. So, you know, let's have it remade. But look how good this game still looks. Does it need a remake? No, it doesn't. And so I mean, my belief has always been that they approved this to help the brand, to help save the IP, and to have something to go with the HBO show I'll be ignoring. But, yeah, how are you doing? I know I haven't streamed it forever, so I'm surprised you're here. It's like no one's even gonna. I lost followers, I think, since the last. Not that many of the followers. I think like half the followers are different free tree accounts, but because I hadn't streamed in so long, I can't blame them either. I'm very erratic when it comes to streaming. Plus, like it's so basic since I'm just going off the PS4. Because there is no PS5 in my universe. It's one of the problems with the remake for me is get your PS5 update. It's like, how can I do that without a PS5? I might get this game on PC, though. That's probably the only thing about the remake that I have a certain level of potential interest in. Less for the PC port itself, but for mods that people might make. As I can think of a lot of fun ways you can mod this game. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Oh, we have so much shit. Rambo or the Quiet Way? I mean, ultimately the Quiet Way is more fun, so... Quiet Way it is. Yeah, I'd noticed the remake gave... oh shit, I missed. The remake gave Anne a chance to stop doing unwatchable Last of Us 2 speedruns, which was nice. I wish there was a dialogue blocker for the sequel. You could pull... Oh shit, he saw me. I shot too early. I am out of practice.
Oh shit. Get down.
Oh, hang on. Let me read that.
How many is that now?
Right, just this week. Hey, I'm not complaining.
I bet you're not. We done here?
Yeah, no worries, Brenda.
For what? I ain't seen a clicker in weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that, I mean, we're on the same page that it is unnecessary. You're probably right that it'll be free on PS Plus at some point, and that it's just a money grab and a chance to... That's interesting, though, because you know, Brenda's away now, but for anyone watching, Brenda likes the sequel, so she doesn't have some sort of built-in dislike of the things that I wouldn't like about it. So yeah, that's interesting to hear. Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think there's some sort of moral requirement for Sony or Naughty Dog to do anything other than try to make as much money as humanly possible. But if I was going to do a proper remake of this game, God, there are certain areas I'd want to expand, but I would not want to change anything. So, add, sure. I'm all about, like, adding some neat stuff in. But and when I say neat stuff, like some lore, it's the whole problem. You can't trust Naughty Dog to do it properly. But if you could, some neat lore additions, some clarifications. You know, who wouldn't love maybe a cutscene about Ish and Susan, stuff like that. Maybe a cutscene with Bill and Frank, with those sorts of things. But you wouldn't get those because those are expensive. Additional chunks of gameplay maybe as well, certain areas. More combinations of hunters with playing this like it's grounded for a second. Hunters with infected, that sort of thing. Like, all that stuff would be cool, but that's not what they're going to do. They're going to do like more findable things. That's not terrible. It's just not ambitious at all. You know, this kind of upgrade, just as a point of comparison, if CDPR did this, it would be free. Because there isn't, like, content added. And Naughty Dog is overpricing you for the content they're giving. Like, it's really expensive. I did see people complaining about the cost. And it's stupidly expensive. I don't need the DLC folded in. Like, I don't like Left Behind. It has one of the most fun fights in the game. So I guess I should put a caveat. If you could get Left Behind, cut out the flashback part, and just have Ellie and Winter, that's fun for me. But that's like, what, like 25% of that DLC? The stuff with Riley, like, Riley's so terrible. It's poorly written. The story is not particularly coherent, and it's not entertaining. One thing that's clear with Neil's writing about romance is he doesn't know how to do it, and that's incredibly evident there and everywhere else he does it. He can write endearing children, yes. That I think. Well, I'm not going to count Lev, because Lev's not a person. Lev is a category, but I think he can do that. But romance, he doesn't have a clue what the fuck he's doing, and it's kind of painful. And he had so much more help at this stage too. But yeah, I think it's a cash grab. I'll be curious to see how it, like, what it does. Because the thing is that you only get to do this once. You know, this is a once in a lifetime chance for Sony / Naughty Dog to save this IP. Because as I've said, and I'm predicting, but I think the HBO show is not going to be well received. I could be wrong. There's always a chance normies will like it, but normies liking it doesn't solve your computer game problem at all, because there's no way HBO Joel or HEO Pedro is going to be done like Last of Us 2 Joel. So where's the connection? And also, you've killed the possibility of more Joel or Ellie in the sequel. So how are you going to capitalize off of an audience that is like, I want more of that? It's not possible. So they put themselves in a box that they can't get out of. And so this remake is it's not the only way they could have done it, but it's the last bullet in the gun for them to try to save the IP. And yeah, I don't know. I feel bad because of how much I like this game, but you know, they did it to themselves. And it's like BioWare blowing up Mass Effect on its own. You can really wish something had been done better, but then you have to remember that there were all sorts of decisions leading up to this point, and as consumers, all we can do is just react to what we're given, and it's unfortunate. The good thing is you can still enjoy this game. You know, it is not sullied to me by the sequel or the DLC. There's some guy yelling at me in YouTube comments about how, you know, I can't ignore the second game, and I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I can. it's once you have released something, once you've written a book, once you've released a show, whatever it is, you know, the corporation does not control what you do and do enjoy or how you enjoy it. It's just you know, it becomes yours. It's out in the public, and you can do with it what you want. All right, we do have the bloater here. I know what you're saying. Like, why bother? I wasn't essentially talking to the content creator of that particular video, not the person. It was just a funny thing to see. It's like, you can't ignore it. It's like, yeah, it's like Star Wars. I just pretend the prequels and sequels don't exist. Because they're terrible, and you know, why would I want to focus on things that suck? How do we want to do this? There's so much shotgun ammo. Hey Xavier, how you doing? Hope all is well.
Down. Finish it. I got it.
I haven't streamed in forever.
Nicely done.
And, yeah, the remake is basically my excuse.
Not today.
That's mostly what I'm talking about.
Today.
Not that there's a whole lot to say about it, honestly.
Make sure
You know, it's one of those things you're either excited about or you're not. And I haven't heard from enough people to say whether the overall expectation for it is one of excitement or people see it as like a cash grab or what. I just not enough feedback for me to say one way or the other. Probably shouldn't run here, but I am. Hello, sir. What do you think of the remake? Oh, that is not where I wanted to strangle him. Don't look at me. Nothing to see here.
See that shit?
Nope. Didn't see anything. Ah, good. Okay. Fortunately, he does that. There's one rare thing where he'll turn a bit too much to the left and spot you there, but generally speaking. Yeah? Not gonna wait for it? You're gonna jump out and grab it? I suspect, like most hardcore fans, will, despite the price. That's always funny to me. Oh yeah, I don't need parts, and I never learned that trick. I think it's way overpriced. Like, even if I was excited about it, it is way, way, way overpriced. I don't have a PS5 though, so the incentive for me is small. I could get it on PC, which I might do, but I don't think I'm paying $100 for it. I mean, I already have the game. We're looking at it right now, and this game looks fantastic. So, almost 10 years on. I mean, I'll get to see what it looks like, because, you know, obviously Ant and others will be streaming it. I don't know if Naughty Dog will pay for influencers to do it. They might. In which case, big streamers will be doing it too. But, like, I'll get to see whatever they've added. Which I don't think will be much. In terms of, like, substantive ads. Ah, you're lucky. I do not. It is very difficult to get where I live. And so, I don't have it. Oops, down we go, Joel. I do have a good PC, though. Do I want to fight? Maybe I do. Actually, in that case, let's get this out. I mean, I'd like to get one, but yeah, it's a giant pain in the ass to try to get here, so... I do not, and it doesn't look like Sony is even bothering to try to solve their availability issues, so it's just one of those things. Apparently much, much easier to get in the States than it is here. So I have heard.
How about a hand?
You sure you can trust me with that?
Ellie.
What I am curious to see is if they record any new lines of dialogue for this. I hope not. I don't trust that to be done well anymore, but that I'm curious about. The other stuff, like collectibles, things that you pick up to read or whatever like that, I mean, it might be nice, but it's not really substantive, so I don't really care too much. There we go. Up we go. Yeah, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I should have known better. If you're gonna steal it, you better make sure you get away with it. Right? I would have been.
They're all dead.
Oh, that'll be a little
They're
short.
fucking dead.
What the hell's he yapping about?
Oh,
Take a
let's
breath.
throw it us.
Who's dead?
Over there.
Nice. Did you shoot that guy, Ellie? Where'd he go? Why is he way over there? Ow. Ow. Where'd they go? I messed up their, how they spawned in, so. What's the... Oh, it's not here. Where is he? Nice. Ooh. Health, please. Yeah, don't do it this way, by the way. Oh, yes, yes, I have played... Xavier, how rarely are you here? Yes, I have played part 2. Yeah. Yep. I played it 4 times when it came out. I thought it sucked. Ah. Apparently I'm gonna pay for that. There we go. Taking so much damage here. Yeah, I streamed it too, Xavier. A little bit of that stream is online. Yeah. What was that? I would have streamed that when? How many years ago? When did it come out? 2 summers ago? That is a lengthy investment in Days Gone. Alright, got him. I actually thought that missed. Did you get up, Joel? Thank you. Don't get many drops here. Oh, hang on, my laptop fell asleep. Just give me a second. Oh, for the love of God. Sorry, Xavier, I can't see anything. My laptop is having issues. What on earth is going on with this thing? Huh. Okay. It has crashed completely, so... Yeah. We're gonna tuck Joel in a corner here as I try to get this thing to work. Sorry about that. This laptop is pretty old and sometimes it flakes out, and that's where I look at the chat. That's alright, these guys will take forever to find me as we load it back up. Woohoo! Alright. Yeah. This thing needs to be replaced. Okay. Now you're going to ask me to restore my Windows, right, bud? There you go. Slowly coming in. There we go. Was it 2019? Damn. Yeah. I've tried playing it since. A lot of those too, I mean. But I just can never get through it. That's just so poorly done. Last time I tried was this fall. A friend of mine asked me to try playing it again, and neither she nor I could take it after a while. It was just too much. Even watching it speed run, like as soon as the dialogue comes in, it's like nails on a chalkboard. How is that just a... That's a modded bat. He's supposed to be dead. Oh, that should be everyone. There we go.
Alright, come on down.
Ah, so it was 2020. Okay, so it's been a couple years, yeah. I was just blanking. I was going to say, I didn't think it was that long. Yeah, now if that game came to PC, someone could mod it into something less monstrous, but
Now the safety's
I don't know if there's a point at this stage.
Do you know how to switch it off?
I do.
You gotta
Yeah.
respect it. This is not just...
Joel, be careful.
But I'll be curious to see how much linking they try to do retroactively. Because Last of Us 2 doesn't really make any sense. When you play this game and then go to that game, they don't mesh at all. I suspect you'll see some, and that's one of my concerns, that you'll see some linking elements.
Stupid chain
I mean,
is
I
stuck.
can ignore them as much as I want, but you
Hold
know,
on.
it would be annoying.
There.
I am curious what the sales are like, though. There's a lot of love for this game. So, how many people who played this game will want to get the remake, given the cost? I just don't know.
Oh shit! Get down!
You know, how much damage was done to the IP with the sequel? It's difficult to say. I'll be curious, too, to see how the normies deal with the show. I don't expect it to do well, but it's hard to say.
Whatever, man. Damn, no food.
Although, as I was saying before, you got here, even if the show does well, it doesn't really help the IP any, because the show's going to be different than this game, and the sequel is very different from this game as well. And the show, they're going to want you to like Pedro Pascal, who's Joel, and in Last of Us 2, Joel's terrible. So there's no transition from that fandom one way or the other, so it's just a dead end. All it can really do is help sales of this game, but then this game goes nowhere. So, unfortunately, Naughty Dog's kind of written themselves into a corner. Yeah, the remake is definitely single player. Yeah, and I think that was in question. Why do I reload like that? I thought I had more time. At least there's health here. That's a bad habit. There we go. Even with the upgrader reloaded, he's so slow. Not as slow as the reloading in Last of Us 2, but it's still slow. But yes, the remake is single player. Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think they're doing any factions-oriented stuff. Their multiplayer, people are working on a multiplayer that's loosely based on Last of Us 2. Although not in terms of story, but just design. I don't think that's been canceled. But it's way behind because they gave that away to the Days Gone people. And they rejected it. So it went back to Naughty Dog, but that would have delayed its progress quite a bit. A lot of Naughty Dog's projects were did you? It certainly had issues. I played it for about 6 months. But yeah, you may or may not know, but the company that made Days Gone was given a ton of Naughty Dog IP by Sony to do, and they said no because they didn't want to deal with Naughty Dog, which I think is pretty funny. Not that I blame them. I wouldn't want to deal with Naughty Dog either. But yeah, like I said, that means the development of all those things is way behind. Pretty strong slap in the face by Sony too, to be like, yeah, here Naughty Dog, we're going to take away your IP because we don't like what you've been doing. I don't really need to farm the guys for alcohol here, so we can just kill this dude, which we'll do in a bit. Ellie, would you move, please? Do I need anything in here? I have so much stuff. I like what Factions could have been. It definitely had a lot of issues, though. And Naughty Dog just didn't invest in it enough to make it viable. But there are people who have only ever played Factions and never played the base game. Go. Pardon me, sir. May I murder you? There you go. This is actually not the right way to do this, but I'm doing it. Now I'm using a broken set of headphones, so sometimes the sound cuts out for me. Strangling him does not always despawn the guys up top. You're better off brick batting him. Yeah, I thought that was a dumb idea as well. I would have liked a sequel to Days Gone. I didn't think that, like, for me, the story of Days Gone was not inherently great, but I thought it was a fun game to play. I never finished it, but I put quite a few hours in it. I was streaming it for a little while last year, I think. And yeah, it was, I enjoyed it. So yeah, I was disappointed as well. Especially since they had plans for a sequel. Unlike Naughty Dog with this game, where there were no plans, and then we, you got to see how terribly that turned out. Pardon me, sir. There we go. I don't know what the community around Days Gone is like, though. I don't know if it's something that gets played a lot or speedrun or whatever. I just don't know. Okay, so he saw me anyway. So apparently you can only sneak around on the way. This is good to know. Shot again. It's bad luck.
Over here.
What was that? Ooh. Shot twice. Oh, I guess I gotta go upstairs. I think I'll have to use a health kit. That's annoying. I wonder... No, I'm full up. Oh, didn't quite go high enough. I almost jumped off there. I think there's a wall. I don't think Joel can jump to his death. I'm pretty sure there are walls here, but it'd be funny. I saw a guy get stuck in this level for like an hour and a half because he didn't realize you were supposed to run past the Jeep instead of fighting it. That was pretty funny. I forget who that was. Jay would know, but I don't remember his name. I know what he looks like, but I don't remember the streamer. He's a speedrunner.
We're okay. They can't see us.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, I haven't had a game... I think of the last game that really surprised me and I enjoyed, and it's been quite a long time.
Where are you from?
So I did like Days Gone, but I didn't love it. It's probably Witcher 3 is probably the last one.
Right next to one of their
Which for me I played in 2016, so it's been a long time.
It's just you and your daughter.
I promised someone I'd look at.
There's a couple games I really liked, but nothing on that level. Is this just the... Oh no, I got that too. Would you pick that up? Thank you. Did not need those parts. Yeah, I had... Well, I never had a lot of hope for The Last of Us 2 sequel. Although, when it was announced in 2016, I didn't realize how bad Neil had gotten in terms of writing, but... Hey, welcome back, Brenda. I did have high hopes for Cyberpunk, which I really enjoyed. It wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped, but still very, very good.
We're going. Man, that fucking truck. It's been hounding us ever since we got in this
But
thing.
yeah,
Sam, what are you doing?
Nothing.
so you're waiting until it's free, Brenda.
My backpack is practically empty.
I mean, I can't get it for the PS5 because I don't have a PS5. So, for me, the only option would really be PC.
We only take what we have.
And that comes out later.
Now, come on.
And by that point, I'll have, like, seen whatever is different about it, and I can make a
Or is this
decision about whether it's worth my time or not.
Real close.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I think that's a game Jay would probably get some enjoyment from.
What'd you find?
Yeah, Cyberpunk addresses some issues that I think Jay has interest in.
So where are the others?
And of course, now that he has it, it's not as buggy of a mess. So, well, he actually can play it on PS5. It's probably fine at this stage.
We did it.
But yeah, I mean, the nice thing about a game like Cyberpunk is it's very long if you want it to be. So there's like tons and tons of content.
Up on this truck.
You know, games like this are so short. You can kind of beat them to death after a while. I like, I do like both voice actors, but I think female V is better. And that's often the case for me in games where you have that choice. Like in Dragon Age 2, I like the female voice actor better. than the male. Inquisition, I can't remember. Probably. Usually the female VO actors are a little better. There's some exceptions, but tend to be better.
Through this door. You sure it's safe being so close to them?
You know, really the only thing that matters is what romances you want to do.
He won't miss it
And
now.
I think Cyberpunk rewards the female romances more than the male ones, so you're better off. I know some people do simp for Pan Am, but Pan Am's just not my kind of girl, so. Although, of course, now we know in the code that Judy was supposed to be bi, not a lesbian, and they changed that fairly late in the game. You can still find that in the code, and some people mod it so that it's back in the game. But you know, for us plebs, we didn't know that, so only available for ladies. River. You know, the thing is, though, like when you think about River. Brenda, like River's very clearly aimed at women who like, say, teen romance or sort of
Close, okay?
pseudo-modern romance stories, right? The troubled guy who, yeah, it's just like that. I think that's sort of like a teenage audience. I think is kind of what they were going for there. And I think honestly, if you could take his family out of the picture, I think he would have been more interesting. I don't think the sister and kids add anything of importance to him. Like, yeah, it's tied in with one of his missions, of course, but that mission did not need to be a sister.
Okay.
And I think that would have improved him a lot, because I think a lot of his time is sunk into that, and it's not that interesting.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you
Trying
doing?
to keep warm. How's it looking out there?
And I like Carrie, but you get the Carrie stuff so late in the game. Like, he comes in so late that, you know, by that time most people have sort of made their decision one way or the other. Oh, for the love of God. You know what's weird? On Grounded, the spotlight does not move very much. Hello, sir. Got him. There we go. But yeah, I do think that, like, obviously the most time was invested in Pan Am and Judy.
Find something to hide behind.
This is so funny. Perfect world, they all jump down on this side, which is awesome. It's so dumb. Yeah, Henry didn't get in the way, I'll take it.
We did it.
Yeah, no, I see, I agree with you 100%, Brenda. Like, with Carrie, you feel like there should be more.
Henry, give me a hand with this.
But, like, the VO actor for Carrie is really good. And, who he is as a person is really well defined. And, so to me, he's more interesting that way, whereas River's kind of mopey and emo, and if you don't like mopey and emo, you know, what are you going to do with it? Just like Pan Am is kind of like bratty and immature, so you have to like that.
Got him. Come on, everyone.
All right, check
And
it
yeah,
out.
that's not for me. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Like a lot of the weird little tricks, yeah. I mean, in a way, that'll be fun.
Let's go.
Like, oh, you have to approach this area differently. Like, you know, if the AI is smarter and whatever. And I don't mind that. Something new to learn. It's just, I'm just curious to see, like, what will they add that I think is dumb? I don't know. Because, like I said, they're in the clutches of a conundrum they created for themselves. Because the way the characters in this game are portrayed is not the way they're portrayed in the sequel game.
What the fuck, Henry?
But you want people to buy the sequel game, but they're not going to be portrayed the same way as either in the HBO show. So what do? And yeah, it's a tough situation for Sony. You know what? I shouldn't say smarter, Brent. I should say the AI is different. That's more accurate. Oh, I forgot to. Hey, pick that up.
Do we get out of here?
Frickin' Joel. tell you to pick things up.
I see him.
God, he sees me.
Haley, cover me.
All right.
Not one live. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the guy with the pipe. Poor guy. Wonder if we can get Ellie to kill him. Come on, Ellie. Sometimes she'll kill him. Sometimes she'll kill the shotgun guy. I have never figured out what decides it. But like certain circumstances, she'll just jump on the back of the guy and stab him in the neck. Oh, you speedrun Xavier? I totally forgot about that. Where, is he still at the door? Oh, he's still at the door. Dude. What? Look at him. He doesn't even know where I am. Wow, that guy was here somewhere.
Where's this guy?
Where is he? I guess I was there. Just sometimes it's just... You wonder what they were thinking. No, I agree 100%. What I want them to do is just aesthetic changes, update the graphics, include some more like findable like goodies for OCD people like me who like to find things. I just don't want them to insert Part 2 lore because it doesn't mesh with the lore of Part 1, just like everything else in Part 2 doesn't mesh with Part 1. That's what I don't want, and I think they will because they feel obligated to support their other IP. How much of that they'll do, I don't know, though. Because they also don't want to spend a lot of money on it, clearly, so... Yeah, it's tough to say.
Hey, we're gonna search this area. See what we come up with.
Do you mean first place in which, Xavier? Do you mean in Days Gone?
Yeah. Let's go find that radio tower.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. I'm worried about, Brenda, is the lore. Because I mean, you know me. I don't typically fuss over mechanics.
Maybe we can find something in that
If
book
I
over
enjoy something, I can deal with wonky mechanics. That's okay. You know, I'll do it for the story. Would you? Goddamn, I don't know what he's doing.
Keep your eyes peeled.
And oh, way out? I don't know what that is. I have no idea why I'm going over the boat. I don't need this shit. Old habits, I guess. Whee. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Brenda. If the mechanics are like worse and they make the game like a pain in the ass, I'd be with you there. But I feel like it's not too likely.
Whoa.
I think that they will with like notes and stuff. I don't think you'll get dialogue, but they'll try to shift things so that the character changes they make in the sequel are smoother than how they actually... Oh, it's not there on this difficulty. Than they actually are in the sequel. Just to try to like... It's retroactive justification.
Same time.
You know?
Let's do it.
So what we have in the base game is a hero's journey for Joel.
Kids, go.
And then he's a bad guy in the sequel, and those two things don't mesh at all. So you could see them trying to like work that in better. Oh, okay, Xavier, I'm unfamiliar with it. I can't speedrun those, Xavier. My wrists are too fucked up for that. You know, you guys with the titanium wrists, I salute you. I just can't do it. It's too hard on my body. Like even now, like I've been playing for what, an hour, and my left wrist is already hurting. The things we suffer for joy.
Joel, see what's over here.
But yeah, no, that's my concern, Brett. And I mean, in some ways, you could say, oh, you know, who cares if there's some note that says Tommy's a schizophrenic jackass? Like, you know, who really cares? It's like it's ludonarrative dissonance. It just starts to fuck with your impression of characters and what's happening. And yeah, it's just I hope they don't, but I feel like the temptation will be there. What I would like is, I do like the idea of more open world exploration. This game certainly lacks it. Not that it needs it, but there are certain areas in the game where I'm like, if I poke around, I want to be rewarded, and a lot of places don't reward that, so I would like to see that changed. I'd also like to see Joel like go where I tell him to go. There we go.
Henry, give it a shot.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point, Brenda, and I'm glad you brought that up. Accessibility options in Part 2 were the best thing about Part 2, and I would love that. I also hope, some of the skip areas, like I hate the puzzle towards the end of this game. It's just so tedious. I would love to see that skippable, just like all the puzzles are in Part 2. That I would like. Oh, I hope that... I'm also afraid they're going to make stalkers like the Part 2 stalkers. I don't like the Part 2 stalkers. They're kind of squirrely and dumb. I don't like them. They're probably going to... Oh, they're probably going to do the dodge... Like, the dodge mechanic I don't like either, because that's really hard on my body. And I feel like they're going to incorporate it because they love it so much. I hope not, though. It's one of the nice things about this game is I don't have to worry about that. Less button inputs is better for me. Now, do all games need to be made for me? Obviously, they do. There we go. Would you open the door? Pardon me, sir. Oh, I almost missed. Hold that too hard. Let's see, where is he? Where are you going, bud? Where are you going? He almost went out of the room. Come here, you. Woo. I will miss some of the AI quirks here, which are pretty funny. No, I don't get me wrong, Brenda. I'm with you in terms of I don't think that's enough to pay $100, which is like what the whatever the most special of special editions cost. And I was saying when you weren't here, the stuff that they're doing for the remake, CDPR would give you that for free. That's what's funny to me. You just see the difference in way companies operate. Naughty Dog's like, yeah, here you go, $100. $100. CDP would be like, here's a free update, download it. And very different philosophies. That's why when they got so much shit for the state of Cyberpunk, I understood it, but it's like, man, don't kick a publisher who gives you free shit all the time. Like, give him an L on that one, but be nice about it. Yeah, well, Sony's trying to recoup the losses from Last of Us 2. And this is something I've been on about since Last of Us 2 came out. It didn't meet its financial targets. There's no DLC. There never will be DLC for it. So the only way to try to recoup the expected investment and to try to save the franchise is something like the remake. I just don't know that a remake's going to do it. Because again, where is it going to take you? You can't make a sequel, you already made one. And you can't make a sequel to the sequel because no one likes Abby. So you're stuck. You know, my theory, which Sony probably wouldn't accept, but what I would do is I would do the Ish story. That is the only linking narrative you could do anything with from this game. That's detached from the sequel, so people won't necessarily immediately hate on it. And you can't have Neil make it. You just can't do it. The guy is too toxic for the fan base you're trying to appeal to. And will Naughty Dog let that happen? I don't think Naughty Dog has any choice. Sony can tell them to keep Neil off of it. So, but do I think that'll happen? No. No, I don't think so. I'd like to see it, but no. No. I think this will come out. You'll get to see it. A lot of hype on Twitch. And people are like, wow, what a great game. Oh, is there a sequel? And they're like, oh God. Oh no. Oh dear Lord. Oh, I shot his head off, but he's still alive. Oh, he's falling to his death. Okay.
I guess we know what happened to these people.
Oh my God, my computer is so stupid. It turned off. I'm so sorry, Brenda. Give me a second. I don't know why it does. This thing is old and it has its quirks. It crashed on me earlier. Part 2 get a remake? It came out 2 years ago. That, you know what though? That is very like the Part 2 fans that I've interacted with. Very divorced from reality. Let's put it that way. And not particularly interested in addressing reality either. Oh, poor Owen, man. That's, you know, it's funny. It's funny. The only character who I thought they tried to do anything with was Owen. And then they killed him off. But would you jump? I swear, sometimes I think Joel just wants to die in this game. Get over there. But yeah, it's I don't know. What I really kind of hope for is that it's simple Like, the remake is simple, that they don't do a lot of changes to it. It's just, you know, like, ooh, there's this big empty area in the original game. Let's put some things for you to find. That's what I would like. That's totally fine. You don't like Owen? What's not to like? I mean, I don't mean it like he's a good person, but I mean, as a character, he makes sense in that game. And almost nothing makes sense in that game. Owen actually, well, okay, we could argue his attraction for Abby is weird, but everyone's attraction to everyone in that game is bizarre, so I think we can put that aside as a Neelish quirk for how romance works. But that aside, he's the only character who has any regret about anything. No one in that game regrets fucking anything. I guess Ellie is sad about Dina at the end, but I don't know why the hell she liked her in the first place, so it's not very impactful for me. But yeah, I don't know about the whole... You want to go in? You want to be Owen part 2? Dude, that means you have to romance Abby. I don't know if you want to go there. I wouldn't recommend it, though.
Okay.
Although, if you do, get her to share the roids, because you're in a military organization. Everyone should get roids, not just Abby. I almost missed. I was too busy staring at the shot. Oh, Beach is the best map. I don't think anyone can ever argue that. I mean, people do argue it, but they're wrong. That's the important thing. She probably would. But you know what? She'd do it, but she'd be being brave. And how dare you question what she does. Greatest character in video game history. That was a good shot. What? Oh, for a second I thought I got the second spawn. I was like, come on, game. Could you let me up? Thank you. Downtown is a map. I agree with you. It is a map. It's not the worst map. He has a bad taste, but apparently just for one lady. Oh no, he sleeps with Mel too, doesn't he? The dumbest medic in the history of anything. Yeah, that's not strong. Maybe he knew Mel would, like, get herself killed, though, so he's like, ah, it's fine. No child support for me. Oh, what are we talking about child support for? Civilization's over. Oh, shit. Did I miss an arrow? No, I got her arrow. Well, he was, but Mel's dead, so... Not just sleep. Yeah. See, I don't have the same hate for Capital, either. I don't know. I'm not saying that's healthy or anything. I just don't. Mel's, there are so many nonsensical things that happen in that game. It boggles the mind. And, you know, this is one of the problems when you let creators do whatever they want. Is they'll do things that don't make any sense. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Oh, I walked past some arrow. What the hell? Where was it? I just saw it on my screen for a second. Where the hell did it go? I was glancing down at the chat, and then I saw like an arrow icon, and I was like, what in the fuck? Where'd it go? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't need it, but... Warp's fine. Yep. I'm trying to remember the maps I didn't like. Good question. Home was not great. What else was there? Billtown spawns were not great for spawn campers. Nice throw, Sam. 10 out of 10. Oh, he did hit her. Nicely done. Oh, there we go. It's the most you'll ever see him throw. Not everything, but I mean, you know, you have to remember the way I like to fight was melee, so you know, confined maps tended to work better for that.
Oh, thank God. We gotta keep running.
And I hated getting spawn camps, so any game where that or any map where that was common. Like I wasn't a big fan of University. Some good bomb placement areas there, but it was generally. Yeah. There you go, Henry. I wonder if they'll make Henry more useful. See, I don't think so, though. I don't think Naughty Dog ever figured out how to make AI useful. Because they're not really useful in the second game either. Oh no. They're coming to get me. Look, there they are. 2 clickers, 3 runners. I actually had one phase through the door once, but she just sort of stood here. I clipped that. Well, not on Twitch. I put it up on the YouTubes. Look, there's one thing Naughty Dog does well. It's ignore their multiplayer or make it worse. You gotta give them credit where it's due. Oh, there's a problem with this? Oh, good. Let's ignore it. Hope for the best. I'm curious what their multiplayer for, it's technically not attached to the second game, but it's related to it. I'm really curious to see what that'll be like. No, I'm not interested in the adaptation at all. Modern adaptations are not for me. You know, when I see an adaptation, I want it to actually adapt the material. Modern adaptations are like, we're gonna have the same title, but do whatever we want, and that's just not for me. Okay, I got a free Molotov. Let's burn this guy. There we go. I mean, I am curious. I will say this: I am curious how the normies like it, if they like it. You don't need to do that. I just did that for fun. Because that's kind of what I'm interested in. Like, you know, it's not going to appeal to me, but will regular people go and watch it and be like, oh my god, what a great show. I have no idea. That's harder to predict. But even if it is popular, it's not going to help the IP, because you already have a game, you've already remade the game, and the second game does not, it's not a good sequel, so there's nowhere to go. You might sell more of this, but that's about it. And I mean, Sony would like more selling of this, but it just doesn't help your IP any. I think the most you could hope for is that HBO introduces something new that you could riff off, but even that wouldn't be great, because then you'd owe HBO money, because it would be their intellectual property, so Sony wouldn't like that either, so I think they're kind of fucked. Oh yeah, it's only going to appeal to people unfamiliar with the game, absolutely. No question about it. I mean, that's why I don't like modern adaptations. They're not made for the fans of the IP. And, yeah, that's, so for me, I've learned to largely ignore them. Unless I have someone saying, oh my god, you know, I really want to faithfully adapt this thing, I'm generally out before it starts. I don't think I need anything in here.
Business as usual, right?
Now, there are people who will be like, oh, I don't want to see the thing adapted, you know, I want to see something different. And for those people, it is a bonanza, at least in principle, although usually the quality of the output is shitty, you know, in theory. It's all to the good. In terms of the last adaptation I liked, it's been a while. Because, I mean, so many of them get made now. Man, I mean, you might like it too. Like, I don't know. They'll have changed everything, and that always annoys me. Not that you can't make changes, but, you know, that's not what I want to see. One of the other problems, too, is this game is kind of like an interactive movie, far more than most games are. Sam? So, in a lot of ways, you've kind of gone through that story, and I don't know that whatever HBO does to tweak or adjust it is going to be very interesting. I kind of doubt it.
Fucking sniper.
All right, Xavier, have fun. Enjoy Days Gone.
I'll stay here.
So yeah, so I don't know.
I need you guys to keep him busy.
I'm trying to think. Like, I think about how bad the Witcher adaptation is, and it's popular. Well, the first season was popular.
Be careful.
And what made it popular is people really, really like Henry Cavill. That's the main reason it's popular. He's a good Geralt. But like the story itself is a nonsensical mess. Like, it's terrible, and the second season is even worse. And eventually that will kill a show, but it can take a while. I don't remember what I'm doing here. Ah, fuck you. Did he go around? I got the radar on this one. He probably will. 1, 2. Oh, he's coming back this way. Awesome. Fucking man, Witcher 3 is, without question, if not the best game I've ever played, very close to it. You know, it's top 2. For fantasy, I don't think it can be beat. And that doesn't mean it's perfect, that everything is perfect. You know, that's clearly not the case, but yeah, no, it's fantastic. Scout's Honor. Yeah, I'm not into the anime. I heard about that. I mean, it makes sense for Cyberpunk, but with Dragon Age 2, like they're just gonna mess around with it. I don't want them to do that, but again, they're not making it for me. I only get 1. Oh, waste of ammo, but oh. I couldn't. I tried watching Arcane. I couldn't really get into it. I could see what people liked about it, but it wasn't for me. The B plot, I just could not have cared less, and I couldn't get into that lead character. But yeah, I know lots of people who liked it, so clearly, it did work for a lot of people. Animation's nice though. Yeah, they announced the title for Dragon Age 4 recently. Would you shoot? There we go. Oh yeah, I don't need that out anymore. Oh god, the Lord of the Rings series looks like absolute shit. That I think is going to be a travesty on epic order. It looks a lot like the Wheel of Time series, which was horrendous. This is again why, like, when something's being adapted, I have to pass for my own sanity. If I like it, if I don't know what it is, that's different. Like I didn't know anything about Arcane. I just knew people liked it, and so I gave it a shot, and I'm like, okay, you know, I get it, but not for me. The Harry Potter game. There you go. I did not know there was a Harry Potter game. Would you get out of there, Joel? I feel like he does that on purpose sometimes. I went upstairs. No. This is, by the way, this is all just muscle memory habit. I do not need to be here. Would you climb through the window? Oh, it's a shotgun guy. Okay. Where'd he go? He went around? That is not his route. That is weird. No one wants to be in Hufflepuff? No? What's wrong with the Hufflepuffs? Yeah, I've never seen this guy go around like that. That was funny. God damn it, Joel. He won't go up the stairs. There you go. That's not a bad name. I'm not like a huge Harry Potter person, but I know many people who are. Speaking to dovetail into something kind of sort of related to Harry Potter. Have you guys heard the Ezra Miller stuff? Not that we have to go into that very far, but given that he was in the what was it, Crimes of Grindelwald? That's pretty crazy if you followed that at all. Pretty crazy. Oh god. Here's a rabbit hole, Brenda. Let's just say Ezra has some unfortunate accusations against him. He is currently AWOL and people can't find him. It's really, really bizarre. J.K. Rowling, yeah, but J.K. Rowling's always been like that. It's just people are just sort of woken up to it. This is why you never get. This is a good lesson for Neil Druckmann. Never get attached to creators. The more you find out about them, the less you're liable to like them. Oh, for fuck's sake. you get out. Thank you. Now there he is. I don't know if they can... I would love if they cut this scene in half. It's so redundant. Like, shoot 8,000 guys here, then the Jeep comes out, shoot 8,000 more guys. It's like, boring. And of course your companions do nothing, which sucks. Well, you know, J.K. Rowling has a similar problem to George R.R. Martin. When for years people tell you the greatest thing ever, you start to believe it. And then you start doing weird and erratic things. And of course the quality of your work goes down too. That's certainly what happened to George. Oh, god damn it, I hate my computer so much sometimes. See, the aim assist was dragging my reticle there. You guys stop shooting people. Thank you. Now, let me shoot this guy. My laptop turned itself off again, so it'll just be a second. Oh, is there a dude left? Holy shit. Got him. 2 dudes left. There we go. That's what multitasking will do. Taking his sweet time. Rev. Oh man, this whole thing is frozen. Yeah.
Oh, that was intense.
You alright, Sam?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. No, I do not have a second monitor. I'm just on my old laptop.
Look at this. Alright.
I mean, you know, I don't hate the fact that people are on social media. You know, these kinds of things reveal character. It's not like social media makes them that way. You just get to find out how they are. And I'm fine with that. It's just like I said, when it comes to creative people, enjoy their work for what it is, but don't get attached to them as, you know, oh, this person is the greatest person ever. It's just not healthy. None of them are. They're all going to have issues. There's going to be something that they think or say or do that you don't like. So don't invest yourself in who they are as people. Just enjoy the work for what it is. And yeah, exactly. That's just it. And so I have friends at work who, you know, like, oh, this author's problematic, and I'm like, they're all problematic. Don't think that there's, you know, somebody is actually going to pass your purity test. No one is. You just have to make a decision. For dead authors, it's a completely pointless exercise. They're dead. You know, there's no, you're not making a point by being offended by them. For people who are alive, if you say, you know what, I don't want to give them my money, that's totally fine. You know, if you have a moral objection to someone, then yeah, don't pay for their work, for sure. But don't impose that burden on other people. That's your personal choice.
Means we're close to Jackson City, right?
Well, he is a Gryffindor, so I don't think he can help that, Brenda.
I'm just ready to get there.
But yeah, I always find that kind of stuff interesting. It's also funny to. It's also interesting to me as well.
So much for this road.
People will hear a rumor about someone or something that's purported to be true, but they won't look into it. But then they will act upon that. I find that odd. You know, if I heard something salacious about someone that I thought I knew something about, I would want to look into it. And some people aren't like that.
We just had a bit of a disagreement.
No, if it's about someone I'm indifferent to, then yeah, why would you bother?
Tommy saw the world one way, I saw it the other.
I mean, she's a mod. There's nothing I can do. She's allowed to attack you. She's got a sword.
Your friend Marlene promised him hope. That kept him busy for a while, but just like
I mean, as a member of Gryffindor, you should have a wand to defend yourself, but
The last time you saw him.
I believe his last words to me
God
were,
save the
I don't ever want to see your goddamn face again.
How old is she now?
But he's gonna help us?
90s, I think, right?
Gonna find out.
Well,
Oh, you want to have fun? Watch that Prince Andrew interview. Holy crap! Stupidity itself on display. That cracked me up so much. Then dodging the cops so he couldn't get served papers, and the cops giving up. Real life is just amazing. Yeah, 900. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I don't read fiction, and I rarely watch dramatizations of, not dramatization, sorry. I don't watch films or movies that are, you know, meant to be realistic, because they never match reality. Reality is just far more bizarre, absurd, and hilarious than anything someone can come up with. Yeah. I mean, who knew that you could just not receive papers and cops give up? I gotta remember that. Like, God damn, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to accept these. I guess we're just gonna stop.
I need you to...
I know. Step on the fucking
It's
gas.
fantastic. Then again, I guess we saw in Texas when cops feel lazy or scared, they just don't want to do anything, no matter what's going on. Although I can't just pick on Americans. There was an election in my province and like no one voted, so we got to see the jackass in office reelected, and it's just one of those things. Well, it's got her face on it though, so in essence, the money is embroidered with your face. You know, you have a little more call to use it, I think. I mean, you can. I just mean for that specifically. What do I want out here? Guess that's fine.
Hey, be careful crossing that
Oh,
thing.
what was the trick that they found? Oh, right, was it shooting? No, I gotta look up. There's a way to like walk across there normally. Oh, sorry, Ellie. I saw you in part 2. No high five for you.
All right. We'll see how it is.
It is a judgmental space, that's true. I mean, a free treat's not here. I don't think any Americans follow me. Now that I think about it.
This place and we can scrounge up some food.
Everyone's from somewhere else.
Ain't no way around. Gonna have to cut through the plant.
It is funny. I haven't played this game in months, but I played it so much I don't even have to think about it and sort of do it. I would have liked to know more about this back when I thought Naughty Dog could like make interesting decisions, but I don't think they can do anything interesting with Fedra anymore.
False alarm! They're friendlies. We've been dealing with raids.
One thing I would like the remake to do is so that you can move properly here when Maria's gabbing on.
Thought I'd find you in Jackson.
Been trying to bring the plant back to life.
We had it working before. One of the turbines went south.
Do you remember last time Free Tree came into my stream? I think I was playing
We'll
Cyberpunk,
get
I
it
think.
running again.
I imagine he's pretty Last of Us
You guys have
outed
horses.
at this
We
stage.
got a whole lot of them.
Hey, Tommy, give me a hand with this.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Can I? Yeah, of course.
He likes when you play with
I wish I could kind of sit in this chair and just
I
chill.
actually have.
Maybe there'll be a skip function for that, though. There's one thing that Naughty Dog does that they kind of cheat, and they have these, what are essentially cutscenes, but they're in-game and you can't skip them. I would love it if you could skip through some of them. Like, honestly, like, once you've seen this a couple times, do you really need to do it again? I don't think
All
so.
right, let's continue the tour.
Free Tree the Legend. He's got a cat, that I can tell you. He posts pictures of his
Girl?
cat.
Yeah?
Why are you here? Weren't you supposed to head back?
I think the last time I talked to him, he'd gone back to school for something, but I'm terrible at remembering that kind of stuff.
Just go home to your family.
It's just a couple more hours. I'll tough it out.
All right, look, take it easy.
But yeah, I don't think any of the other... is anyone else from... AK will sometimes come in. But AK lives the West Coast life, so... Oh, God damn it, Maria. She derped. There we go. I don't know if you played with Free Tree or not. If you did, maybe just once.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're in the control room. Steve's about to start it back up. You want to come check it out?
I'd rather you.
Yeah, AK is in BC. Yeah, she's Canadian.
Anyway, I'll go.
I'll come with you. Go with Maria. It's included.
AK is hilarious, but yeah, I don't know what to... Like, I only see her if she pops into my stream, so finding out what she's up to is very hodgepodge.
This will be the 6th time of them trying to get
I guess I don't need the stuff upstairs right now.
We've been here just a week. It feels like forever.
Did you really? Yeah, I love AK. AK is hilarious, but yeah,
Last year I
it's
went
when I'm not streaming much, I just don't get to catch up with her.
Most of them. Here.
Oh yeah, totally do that. That'd
It's
be
a little
funny.
faded, but it still looks pretty good.
I'm good.
I think if I was playing a multiplayer that Free Tree wanted to play, he'd reappear.
Okay.
But I imagine he probably still has some time for that. But
I need to talk.
he's not big on just casually having streams on, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Okay.
AK will, but yeah, it's got to be. She's got to be online and aware of it and whatever. So. That is the stereotype. Not always true, but yeah. I always felt like Tommy's Dam section could be a little more involved. I don't know what you'd do in it, but it feels like it's a lot of walking and then riding without a whole lot happening.
Remember how we thought no one could live like this anymore?
Do I have...
We're doing it.
What do you do for protection?
No, I don't. Okay.
We even got an electrified fence in the plant.
I don't remember if the...
Infected though, right?
I think the revolver ammo is gone in this difficulty, but I can't remember.
Maybe you don't have to be.
Ah, it is. Damn it. Not that I really need it, but... I'd take it. Yeah, I think the last time I was doing this game, I was making my tutorial for Grounded. The Idiot's Guide for fellow idiots. Can I reach that?
We think we
I
got
can.
this
Yes.
You don't believe us?
I didn't say that.
I'll bet you $1,000,000.
It is funny to me, though, how many Factions players either had never played the game or had, you know, played it once on a lower difficulty and didn't remember it or hadn't done it in forever. Things I don't need. Do want that. Still a modded stick. I got a throwable. Life is good.
All right, that's good. Tommy's here.
But yeah, if you were to, a lot of the later chapters, like after Pittsburgh, so much of this game is Joel walking, punctuated by occasional fights. Oh shit! I gotta let Tommy in.
We did it, boys.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, because it got massively delayed. The multiplayer, I mean, when Sony gave it away to the Days Gone's people before they gave it back. Co-op would be fun, though.
Pretty impressive.
Interesting. I'd be curious to see how they designed it, though.
$2 million.
You know, how exactly do you make it work with the camera and all that stuff and balance? Would you go in there, Tommy? God damn it. I still prefer this Tommy to Weird Tommy. Oh, then again, I will say one thing for part 2. The memes are fantastic. So credit where credit is due. Pardon me, sir. As I avoid you in all this combat. I would like to see some of the Dragon Age games get a nice co-op, but the multiplayer on them, it's never been good. What? That didn't work? Huh. Alright. That was resource expensive, but I have the resources to spare. That's weird, though. That looked like a good throw to me, but apparently not. I think I overpitched it. Yeah, maybe San Francisco. Yeah, that could be. For something like co-op, like you're not that worried about lore or anything like that, though. It's just like you're just shooting people in the face. It does imply, though, that we won't be Abby's goofy organization. That will be something else, which is a plus. The WLF is pretty stupid, and so are the Seraphites. So I'd rather not be either. Oh, is it? Okay. I'm not a big Elder Scrolls person. So. Oh, he almost shot me. Well, I love this guy will run all the way up over there if you wait long enough, which is really funny to me. I have no idea why I'm conserving that. Oh, you die. That guy's shooting at me with a shorty from down there. That is very faction-esque. Shorty from 300 miles away. Oh yeah, that's full. It's loaded. Are you alive in here still?
There's two ways out of this.
Grab that. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I haven't even looked, so I would have no idea. But, like I said, for multiplayer, that kind of stuff, like where it is and all that sort of thing, doesn't really matter. It's just how well it's designed and whether it's fun or not. And so yeah, you know, when I'm playing a story game, I don't care too much about mechanics. But when you're playing a co-op or a multiplayer, the mechanics matter a lot. So that's going to be pretty crucial.
She couldn't have gotten far. We'll find her. Don't worry.
Yeah, I wonder what it'll be though. People like the Rattlers. One of the only things people liked in the second game were the Rattlers. So it'll be Rattler related. I don't know. One of the funny things to me is, at least in terms of the way things are presented in this game, the military still exists. So you could have the military as part of it if you wanted. Versus, I don't know, you know, whoever they'd be opposed to, which I guess would be pretty much anyone who was in the military. Well, the military isn't going to be confounded by Neil's terrible writing, so that's, or his terrible pacing. So that bodes well. It's a very different set of characteristics required. I don't expect it to be like a world beater, though. I'm just curious to see how it goes. It really is, yeah. Well, I mean, I think one of the things that benefits this game is how simple the mechanics are, and that's not a criticism. That's a benefit. It means anybody can pick it up, and you want to shoot him, Tom? I just want to stare at him. I think we know our answer to that. Oh, he's still not dead. He's still not dead. That's your guy, Tom. We talked about this. He's still alive? Ugh. God damn it. Can I do it from here? I don't know if I can. I'll find out. How did that miss? I missed my throw. Damn it. Oh, was it really? That's interesting. Still not dead. There you go. Terrible shooting. One thing I'll give for granted is Tommy kills that guy pretty quickly. I love how the guy right next to you ignores you. Alright, let's try this angle. There we go. Okay. This game in angles, I tell you. It just doesn't know what to do. Not expecting any drops here. This is a bad spot for drops. The whole Tommy Stamp section. The game is very reluctant to give you anything. Like this is one of the only Molotov guys in the game. I think there's one other who doesn't drop either a rag or alcohol. It's really bizarre. Sharing is caring.
Come on, back to the horses.
I think he definitely has some pounds to spare. I believe that. But yeah, I'm curious to see not the short-term impact, but the long-term impact of both the remake and the co-op or multiplayer, whatever they're going to call it. I think the remake's impact will be limited outside of maybe speedrunners. You know, get like maybe a couple weeks of a big spike in people playing, and then it'll just die down. Could be wrong there, but you know, it's my guess. Yeah, multiplayer, I'm curious. Because, like, well, I think a lot of people enjoyed Factions. It was never really conventionally popular. So be curious to see how it's received. I do like the idea that they're not doing anything connected directly to the games, at least from the sound of it. Because nothing really happens in San Francisco in the second game, so... If that's the case... Unless by recognizable bridge they mean the one in Pittsburgh. Because that's what Joel is looking for in Pittsburgh, is a bridge. So maybe it's related to the first game. I doubt it, though. But we'll see.
Be careful.
I never learned the trick to make Tommy fly. Ellie? But if you haven't seen Tommy fly there, it's pretty funny.
Ellie?
It is here on this. Okay. Oop. Grab that, Joel. Yeah. I think it makes sense. You know, I mean, original Factions too, like, it uses the areas, but it's not really... It doesn't try to be part of the story. It's just its own thing. I didn't like that was part of platinuming the game, though. That I didn't like. But Naughty Dog likes to squeeze out every penny they can do, so... Yeah. Well, it should be more ambitious, but we'll see. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. I guess I'll do it normal. This guy regrets his life choices. I'm happy he didn't see me, but really, how did he not see me there? It's funny.
Hang back. Go check over that way.
And they're all dead. Which again is good, because these guys don't drop anything.
Alright.
Oh yeah, we gotta restart encounter. Nope. No PS5 updates for Canada. So getting a PS5 here, if you're not gonna buy it from someone who's reselling it, you basically have to go to a shop when they happen to have it in stock. And that's very random. And you've got to like dedicate your time to doing that. And I just haven't bothered. By the way, in terms of like where they could add searchable things, this to me is the prime place for the remake to add things for you to find. Because this place is huge and there's almost nothing in it. And it's virtually empty. So it's one of the few spots where I think doing that, you know, would pay dividends.
What kind of name is Callus, anyways?
But yeah, no, the when I was talking to you before, Brenda. Oh wait, I don't need this. The thing I was seeing for sale was someone who had got them and was selling them for over double the price. That's generally what you get here. And I don't want to pay, you know, more than list price for the damn thing. And what's it been? It's been 2 years or 3 years now. Sony just can't solve its parts problem.
That was fun.
Oh, hey, if you do, that would be amazing. Yeah, because I do want one at some point. I'm just not going to pay like a couple of grand for one. It doesn't make any sense.
How many people do you think are there? Fireflies. I mean.
You had 3 PS5s? Oh, wow. The UK is a beautiful place to live. Holy shit. Yeah, it has never been you cannot order it online in Canada ever. It's never been in stock for online order. You can only ever buy it in store if it's somewhere. So whenever people bring it up, I'm like, what is it? Never heard of it. Ladies, ladies, ladies. She doesn't normally come forward that fast. One left in the back. Yep. Oh, she's stuck. It's so dumb, but it's funny. Imagine if the flamethrower worked that well in the multiplayer. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, I've had nothing to play on it this entire time. The only game I would have played on it, if I hadn't have built a PC, was Cyberpunk. But, oh, my fucking laptop is so annoying. But, you know,
Hey,
I
was thinking,
built a PC for it, so
I would have wanted to be an
I did need it for Cyberpunk, so there's literally nothing to play on it.
Imagine being up there all by yourself.
Oh my god. Sorry, my machine is having a conniption fit here.
What about you?
Oh, there we go.
What'd you want to be?
Just stop turning off. There we go.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to
But yeah, none of the games that have come out have interested me. Like, I know people who love Elden Ring and whatever, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Dark Souls games. I'm happy for people who like them, but it's not for me. So yeah, I've just had nothing to play on it, so the urgency has not been there. And,
yeah, a whole mess of them.
you know, I guess the remake would be an excuse, but yeah, like I said, I'd have to actually find one that I could buy. And, yeah, it's just not easy to do here.
Hey, look.
Apparently easier in the States, from what I've been told, but in this far-off foreign land, not so much. There we go. Would you dismount? There we go.
I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
Too.
Because yeah, it would be nice to have. Like, there's other things that are, you know, would be convenient about having the upgraded console. But yeah, just getting one's a pain in the butt. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. Like I said, I'm happy for people who enjoy them, but I am not a. Streaming would probably look better too on a PS5. But I'm just not a Dark Souls style game. I'm big on story. If I'm playing a story game, I want a story, and those games don't really function that way. Did I murder them all with this amount of stuff on there? Let's find out. Anyone not wake up from that? Wow. That did not get very many of them at all. How'd that miss? Right at him. Big Papa Bloater. And he throws it at me anyway. You son of a bitch. That killed him? I barely touched him. I mean, I'll take it. Just doesn't make any sense. And I get a shotgun drop. That's so weird. Well, what stuff are you playing, man? It's, I mean, most of my life is playing games I've played before. That's just par for the course for me. I'd play new games if I wanted, you know, if I liked any of them, but that's just not been my experience. Last new game I played was... I think it might have been Cyberpunk, so... That's like a year and a half. Just like most games that come out are just not designed for me. I just don't have the kind of story that intrigues me that I want to jump into, so... But, back to just playing old favorites. So I pretty much just go through playing this game, playing Witcher 3, Cyberpunk.
More infected.
Those are the ones I typically play. And yeah, it's nice and relaxing. But yeah, I mean, there are things I've completed many times before, so there's not a whole lot of new to find there. And for the CDPR games, they're very long too, which is good, but it's also a pretty big commitment. Oh no, yeah, you don't play Cyberpunk on a PS4. Yeah, that's just not fun. It's finally mostly fixed. I mean, Brenda could tell you, but I think it's mostly fixed on PS5 now. But yeah, you don't want to play it on the... It was never really made for them. They never should have released it for it. They'd made the commitment. They should have said, hey, we can't do that, but... Yeah, they boxed themselves into a corner. Plays really well on a good PC, I can tell you that, but... And I think the DLC for it got delayed to 2023, I think, which is kind of a bummer. So they did a nice big update on it, cleaning it up, but I'm really looking forward to like a full story DLC for that game. So I imagine there were some lessons learned from the approach there, and I'm curious too to see what they'll do. I don't know. My guess is a story with new characters, but I'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Thing is, it's been on sale a bunch. CDPR does that. Sometimes they just discount their games ridiculously. Like I got Witcher 1, I think, for $1. Witcher 2 for less than $5. I haven't played them, but I have them. Witcher 2 for less than $5. I was like, if you're just gonna give it away, you know, I might as well just buy it. And there was a huge, because of all the negative press, Cyberpunk has also had a lot of, you know, really inexpensive sales. Mostly on PC, but I'm not usually a PC person either. It just felt like the thing to do for a game like that, and I was glad that I did it.
Come on, kiddo, give me your
because when it was released, I was one of the only people who had no issues at all. And that's just because my PC was pretty good. Yeah, PS5, like I said, I don't know what the shortages are like in the UK for PS5s, but I hear they're absurd.
Yoo-hoo! Fireflies!
You know. What's that? Is that console 3 years old? It feels like it is.
Anyone?
And just like, it's just doesn't exist because Sony can't figure out the parts. And at this stage, I just don't think they ever will. Which is sad. I gotta think about what I want out for this. Do I go full Rambo? I have so much ammo. I don't really need to. Or should I do it the speedrunner way? Speedrunner way is kind of funny, or maybe I'll do that. That out. Do I need anything else out? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, they just never ever solve their supply problem, and I thought it would be temporary, but I don't know if the Xbox has the same problem, maybe, but yeah, no, well, for sure, life comes first. I hear you. But there we go.
Well, maybe in all that research.
Yeah, I should get on the Sony emails. I've never done that, so it's one of those things. Yeah, it may not be. Oh, crypto. Yeah, hey. Design your own NFT. What could go wrong? The Gryffindor coin. JK won't sue, I'm sure. Shooting people in the face.
We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, he has no face.
Ellie, come on!
See if I do this right. Oh, I ran into the stairs. That's not good. That didn't kill him? I hit shoot. It just didn't want to. This is not the normal way to do it, by the way. I'm just having some fun with the shotgun. So dumb. That's great. Oh, can I make one? Oh, I can. Let's skip to winter. Let's save a lot of really slow walking. No, yeah, that's right. Sony Direct isn't available in Canada. That's right, that's right. It was tickling my brain that something about it was not, you couldn't do here, but I couldn't remember what it was. Alright, we'll make this slightly more torturous for myself. The deer. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know if Gryffindor has... I guess he can do that in the UK, but yeah. Here, in the primitive third world country I live in. I did not hear the snap. Fuck you, dear. This is one of my least favorite parts. Accessibility, I hope you can skip the deer shot. Skip me straight to the fight. It's like, what fun gameplay is this? A lot of walking. But we'll see. But I would love that, though, if there was, like, literally it said skip deer, and you could just go past it. That'd be amazing.
Gotcha.
Bonka, 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 bonka. Now, one thing Ellie in Part 2 does a lot that she doesn't do in Part 1 is swear a lot. So I wonder if she's going to be calling everyone a fucker in the remake. That's one of my favorite points by Nakey Jakey in his review. It's like, why does she call everyone a fucker? What happened? There we go.
Oh man.
Yeah, why not? But I mean, if you're gonna do it right, you would have done it in this game too. This is what I mean. And it's probably why, in retrospect, they never should have made a direct sequel. Is there was no plan clearly for an after? Because how could there be? Because Joel's lie is so stupid and discoverable. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. So when you have a nonsensical, like the ending is supposed to make you, the player, ask a question and decide what you think on a moral, ethical level, and that's fine. But when you have a sequel and you realize how stupid it is, just everything starts to fall apart.
What is this place?
As indeed it does. No, Neil had that same issue where everyone was telling him how great he was, and he's like, "Damn, I am great.
This place is not creepy at all.
I am so good. I'm the best of the best. I'm going to let all my co-creators go and just show people how amazing I am." And yeah.
No matter what, we have to keep them out.
I think Sony does not share that view anymore. It's just going to matter to him, but
Okay.
on some level anyway. But I'm curious to see if they'll announce a Last of Us 3 at any point, or just something that would be the third game. I don't know what I can do on this difficulty. I don't normally do this difficulty, so I'll have to improv it a bit. Do I really want 4? Seems bad. I think I want to get rid of all these bullets. That's what I think. Oh, I missed. That's okay. Ah, worked out well. Okay. My zero plan was perfect. The evidence to the contrary, I'll take it.
Give me a hand with this.
No, I had not heard that. It doesn't surprise me though. Like they have good relationships with Neil.
Help me with this.
So, and of course they both said they liked Last of Us 2, which they probably did. Even if it didn't make any sense. So, no, I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me.
Don't let them come in through the windows.
You know, I see actors the same way I see authors. Don't get too attached. I don't know why she's not reloading. I told her to, and she just didn't want to. Which, hey, I'm not the boss of her, I guess. But.
On your right. Here we go, kids.
All right, time to do your job. Block the clicker. Oh, he took his sweet time with that one. Oh, nice. Oh, a lot of drops. Yeah, but those would be Easter eggs, I think, Brenda, which is fine. Well, why can't I grab that? I can see it. Holy ammo, Batman. Oh, life is good when you're playing on this difficulty.
We're getting out of this room.
My opinion has always been that this area with Ellie is the hardest on Grounded to do. You can do this on Grounded, you're good everywhere else. On lower difficulties, of course, it's not as bad. Still challenging though. David still wants you to die deep down. It's part of what makes it fun though. It's,
Okay.
you know, wrangling the David. I don't know if you guys want to see.
Great.
Oh, stuff.
Cookie break.
Take it. I like stuff.
It's clear. This way.
Right behind you.
I'm coming, dude. I'm coming. Jesus.
How are you holding up?
Yeah, no, I'm curious. So the way it'll work is the HBO show will get good reviews no matter what. Like, you don't have to see a single frame of it. It will review well. But how it'll actually do in the numbers is what I'm curious about, and I have no idea. idea.
Kid, you all right?
You know, maybe the people will love it, maybe they won't, and it's just hard to say.
Get out of there!
Go. Grab the brick. Duck. Wonder if that'll change. Probably not. Come to Papa. Or not. But yeah, because that's generally what'll happen. Almost any show that comes out, you'll be told this is literally the greatest television show the world has ever seen. Because that's just how it is. And then, as the numbers come in, you know, you find out. There we go. Although I gotta say, the numbers on streaming are difficult to tell. I can't remember, is the HBO show like on regular HBO or is it HBO Max? Is it on like real cable or fake cable? I guess is what I'm saying. If anyone knows, because I don't know. Look at this dude. He needs to come out for me though. Yeah, sure, take your sweet time. And I want a throwable. Yep. Done. You actually can go back down here. Usually no reason to do so, but you can. Alright, let's see if I can jump on it. Ah, I missed. Damn it. Alright. Let's go, Davy boy. When does that thing premiere, Brenda? Do you know? When does it come out? Oh, there's nothing there. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay, old man. No clue? Okay.
Jeez. Looks like someone already found
I don't know. I don't either. Yeah, in part because I don't plan on watching it, but...
Grab the gear. Look for an exit.
Can I craft things? I can. Okay. Oh, I could get another one. Nice. Very nice.
Keep your eyes open for anything we can use.
I wonder if there's ammo in that drawer. I didn't look. I forget what difficulty it goes away on.
So what do we do? Is there any other choice?
We die.
Right.
It's not wrong. I literally think the primary difficulty in this level is wrangling David. You wrangle David, you're good. I love it when the fire doesn't show. I mean, he's burning, but I don't know what causes that visual bug, but it's pretty funny.
I know.
I know. Oh, no drops so far. Not surprising, but... Dave? That's your guy. Dave? Yes. There we go, we tag team that guy. One of the weird things the game does, for some reason, it'll drop more ammo if you have 2 than 1, and I don't pretend to understand that. Something I learned recently. Oh, I killed my arrow. Oh, I didn't want to pick that up. Now that I have 3, I probably won't get much of anything. Do I still have my throwable? I do. Where'd it go? I'll pick it up now. There we go. Dave, a little late. Oop, didn't do the 3-punch combo though. Oh, thanks, buddy. That would have been death and grounded. A slap. No drops. You bastards.
It's a blower.
Okay, no, okay. I assume it's going to be somewhere around the remake. That would make sense, marketing-wise, but... Wait, look at him. Where's he going over there for? He's so derped. Oh, it survived. Means I'll have to shoot it. Oh, he's right there. Did not realize he was right there. Oh, he can still throw his stuff too. Normally he should die in the fire, but I guess he moved the wrong way for that. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, sloppy, but we can live with it. Ah, there isn't anything there. Okay. I do want to throw though. I don't think there's really anything else to grab here. Still lots of bombs I don't really need. Oh, come on, Davey. You can move faster than that. There we go.
Listen.
There's a... You may or may not have seen it, Brenda, but I posted a video of David trying to kill the bloater and vice versa. It goes on and on. It's pretty funny.
Let's head on back.
Because they're scripted to not kill each other, so it just endlessly goes on, which I think is fantastic. See if I can find it. Yeah, it is weird that it's the feet in particular. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is not super long. I think I gave up on it after a while, but this is the video here. David versus the bloater. Bill versus the bloater is pretty much the same thing.
Let's go, boy.
It's interesting though. I that is one thing that would be neat to see them fix is that David / Bill can do something to the bloater, because they're effectively useless against both as they're designed right now. I don't know that they will. I kind of doubt it, but yeah. I found a way to get them sort of stuck in place, which was great. We could sit there and watch them do nothing. So the bloater had burned enough that he couldn't throw a mitotoxin. All he could do was charge. Otherwise, he would have been throwing the mitotoxin at either me or David, depending on whether he knew where I was or not. But then, of course, the point was that David can shoot him 12 billion times, and it doesn't matter. He's doing no damage to him whatsoever. The same goes for Bill, too. Cannot hurt the bloater. Ellie can't either if she's your support character. Can't do it. It's just one of those funny things to me.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Alright. Off we go. Now, let's go loud here and see what happens. Now, one of the bizarre things about this place is, and I think we'll see it here, is if I attack these guys with the rifle, it won't alert the other enemies. But if I go quiet with the bow, it will. Obviously not intended. There we go. This is funny. This is a bad spot for drops. So I'm not expecting any. Tell me how you like that, did you? That was so funny to me. It's actually hard to create that scenario, though. It's hard to hurt the bloater enough. No, not the door, Ellie. The arrow. To hurt the bloater enough where he doesn't have mitotoxin anymore, but it's still alive, that's hard to do. So replicating that isn't easy, but yeah, it was pretty funny to see. But yeah, so if I had killed those guys silently with the arrows, the guys up front here would be wandering around looking for me, but for some reason doing it this way, they're just frozen in place. I don't know if I have a Bill versus bloater one. I think I do. I'll I'll check in a second. Where are their bodies? Oh, they're back here, right? Alright. Load that up. Here, let's see. Do I have Bill versus the bloater? I think I do. Blah, blah, blah. Bill bloater. Yep, I do. It requires a lot more work from me, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Bill versus bloater. And see what I mean? They're just chilling. Oh, I got spotted. That's unusual. Oh shit, it's not loaded. Ah, I have the wrong thing out. I want the rifle out. Don't have it out. Alright. Sorry guys. I was not expecting to be alerted there. I have not been alerted there in a while. We need some health. Good thing is these guys are pretty dumb, so. Oh, he's there. That's funny. Oh, I missed. Fuck. Got his leg. Got some bad shooting there. Oh, you don't usually get rifle drops here. Interesting. I remember reload the shotgun too. But yeah, so David, it's really hard to get the bloater, so he's not throwing his crap around. But yeah, you'll see with Bill, he's just as useful as good old Davy boy. I'd love if they fixed Bill's AI, though. I made him a bit more useful. He's such a meme for speedrunners, but I like Bill the character. That is to me one of the big differences between this game and the second game is, for me at least, the second game, there's no character where I'm like, oh my god, I want more of that character. Whereas I like the secondary characters here, even if their AI sucks. Yeah, you're exactly right. The bullets don't count. They literally do no damage. The same would go for Ellie, but she doesn't have her pistol when she's with Bill, so she can't do anything. And Joel is not with you for the other bloater fight, so you can't see it there. But yeah, it just does no damage at all. And Bill will kill clickers, he will kill runners if you give him time. But yeah, the bloater, he just is programmed to do nothing against. And of course, neither of those characters come up against stalkers, so there's no... you don't get to see anything there. Oh, almost went over the wrong spot there. Hey fellas, bye fellas.
Make sure she's not hiding.
I'm definitely not hiding right here. Stuff I don't need. Oh, that's a weird echo. Two more to go. I don't know who runs into a shotgun, but apparently that guy does. Finger guns! And you're dead. Stuff I don't need. Oh, hang on. Let's see if I can show you guys this. Oh, it went through the damn wheel. I gotta throw more like that. I don't know why you can do that, but you can. It doesn't help you at all. That's so dumb.
Keeping you alive here.
You know what's sad? You don't really get villains like David anymore. I think game designers are too afraid to go there. Everything's been sort of, I don't know. They're worried about getting criticized or whatever it is. Trying to think. I think even CDPR kind of went away from that too. I'm trying to remember if there's any. I think, Brenda, are there any villains like? Oh, you never played Witcher 3. I guess. What's his name for? Oh God, is it Wilson? No, Wilson's the gun guy. Who's the dude with the Australian accent that you deal with for Judy? What's his name? It's gonna drive me bananas. I thought it started with a W, but I don't know if it does. He's the one who runs the whorehouse he wants to take over. Oh, I keep blanking on his name, though. That guy's pretty gnarly, but he's not a major character, though. Then there's Fingers, but again, not a major character.
Where is she? Over here.
Yeah, characters like David are definitely few and far between. Got him. See if I get shot here. Not yet. Well, poke your head around. Yeah, the guy who runs clouds. Thank you. I was blanking really hard. Is he just not going to pop out? It's so annoying. I don't remember his name, though. I only hit his shoulder. I wanted the headshot. Yeah, I suppose the taking the damage wouldn't have mattered there, but... I love the El Diablo in the game. No, not Hiromi. The Aussie guy. He's sitting at the desk when you first go in there. You run into him during the Evelyn storyline. I'm blanking. Maybe it doesn't start with a W and I'm just flipping out. I can look it up, I think. Let's see. What's his name? Oh, frick.
What is wrong with these people?
Hard to look things up when you're running.
Where you going, Ellie?
Where you going, Ellie? What is...
I need a gun.
Oh, it's Woodman. That's what I was thinking of. Frickin' Woodman. Okay, I finally remembered. Yeah. See, I knew his name started with a W. I mean, it's a nickname, but I knew his name started with a W. So, like, that guy is kind of David level. But he's in the story so short, like, that's why you couldn't remember him. He's just there so briefly. And then you have Fingers and stuff, but just... It's all very sort of short term. Oh, I don't have a throwable, do I? Pick that up. The game is really weird about getting you spotted there, so... It's taking my time.
They're everywhere.
There she is.
What? Who the hell saw me? Where was I spotted from there? That's what I want to know. Riddle me that. I wonder if I can get around him. This area is so glitchy. I do hope they fix this area. It's such a pain in the ass. Like, you're not trying to do things the way they would make sense. You're trying to do them to avoid glitches. Okay, will this next area work properly, or will it be broken? I don't know. This is like one of my least favorite areas to do because of how glitchy it is. Yeah, see, if they're frozen in place, you have to go back and fight people. It just won't work properly otherwise. And also the radar doesn't work properly here, so a lot of times guys will not show up. Like on radar, you'll have to just see them. It's super annoying. Yeah, there's gonna be a guy there, there always is. Ooh, can I get behind him? Get fucked. There could be a second one. There isn't always, but there can be. Yeah, I can hear him. Oh, I see him. There he is. I think once we kill this guy, we'll be fine. It's just annoying you have to do all this running around to get the game to work properly. That should be it for guys who come here to look for you, though, from the original area. You just want these guys not to be frozen. Oh, I think they're still... Look at them. Oh, it's so irritating. Might be stuck fighting them, and I hate that. We'll see, though. Can I get out of here without getting... Oh, I can't run. Run, Ellie, run! Run! I think I'm okay. What a pain in the ass, though. Like, this is all just because this level's broken. If it worked properly, I would just be able to run through and not worry about it. So that's one thing. This is like the one spot a remake could really impact that's actually meaningful. And why they take your gun away here. And there's only throwables here on easy, which I think is dumb. Oh, he has to shoot us. Alright. Visible David. You can shoot him all you want. He's invulnerable to your damage, so you just gotta let him kill you. And you have to let him kill you, because that's the only way for him to get through the door, and for you to not get reset all the way back, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah, of all the chapters, this is the one I hate them, or sections anyway, this is the one I hate the most, just because it's so buggy. Oh, I stole my gun. Your gun will do no damage to him, by the way. Ooh, do I still my brick? Why do I have my brick? I'm glad I have it, but I'm not supposed to have it. That's awesome. I wonder if it'll disappear when this section ends.
That was good, kid. It's gonna be
all right. Go, go, go. There we go. Wow. I'm very surprised the brick did not magically disappear. Normally it would. So would the gun. But again, it's just a product of how buggy this area is. Rip David. Ah, now we can have some fun. Message for you, sir. Did I miss? I missed. Where are you going? Look at this guy. I love it when guys with melee weapons charge a guy with a shotgun. There we go. Oh, it's good times. The best part about it is the next area is not alerted. And that's what's funny to me about doing that. It's like, yep, nothing to see here. How you doing, fellas? See, look, he's facing the wrong way. It's so dumb. But it's great. It's great. It's dumb, but it's great. All right, we're gonna skip an eternity of walking. Because we don't want to walk, we want to run, or at least move at a sensible pace. Because why not? That is one thing that I would miss if I wound up enjoying the remake. Is some of the weird things in the game are actually quite entertaining. So not easy to give up. Okay. All right, I think I'll do the tunnel. We'll do the Firefly fight, and then I'll probably wrap it up. Oddly enough, I do have things I have to do today. Also, I just wanted to talk about the remake.
What do you mean?
You know, see what people thought. Express what I thought. It's one of the things that abstract. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, but I don't think what is being done with it makes it worth the price they're charging. And I don't know if it's going to be disappointing or not. That's harder to say. I feel like less is going to be added than advertised. Certainly not enough to justify the price they're going for. But I have no idea why I'm doing that. You're not wrong, Ellie. That is a runner. 10 out of 10. I don't know how cavalier I can be on this difficulty. Being pretty cavalier, but... There we go.
There's so many of them.
Oh, he spotted me? Okay. A little too cavalier, apparently. I don't think that'll matter for the next area, but we'll find out. Oh, that's maxed out. Okay. Not that it really matters, but... Alright, let's get out bloater-proof weapons just in case we need them. Yeah, I can use that too. Good thing is you know pretty quickly if you're alerted, though. So bloaters will immediately start throwing shit at you. Nope. More fun. Everybody's asleep. As God intended. We should be able to just walk through here. Alright, Brenda. Yeah, good talking with you. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to finish up quickly here anyway. Let's have a little bit of fun while we're doing it. Oh, I missed. It sucks that it takes 2 El Diablos to kill a clicker. Seems unfair. Would you jump up there, Joel? I really want my flamethrower out and I don't have it out. I think it's shotgun will do it. I actually think I have I think I have an axe. I could be using that. Yeah, get axe. Well, that was a clusterfuck. That was me partially stealthing and then deciding to go Rambo. Very sloppy. That's all right though. Let's go to my favorite fight in the game. That all worked out. That's the important thing. Blah, 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 blah. Firefly. There we go. I, without a doubt, played this fight more than any other section of the game. A lot of my grounded strats are based on having the amount of stuff to do this. And it's my little reward for when I do play on grounded. It's so good. Gentlemen? Expanded radius is so nice. Jeez. Hi, fellas. You're gonna turn into a weird militia later, so you should thank me for killing you now. Very emo militia with some very strange ideas about how to run a military. Right, part 1. Accomplished with bombs. Part 2. Using a gun. Well, 2 guns. Off we go. Certainly are other ways to do this, but none are nearly as fun as far as I'm concerned. One down. 2 down. Apparently I'm going to pay for that, but I never do. 1, 2, 3. This only works at this corner, though. Their movement isn't as predictable otherwise. Hello, sir. Oh, no, you have no head. He was probably going to use that. It's just... like I said, you know, there's just something really satisfying about it. That it's a little ridiculous, but that's okay. You know, when you're playing through the game normally, you've spent... Oh, what the hell? I don't know how that is. You spent, depending on whether you're watching cutscenes, 6 to 9 hours carefully managing your supplies and all that stuff. This is the one place where you can just sort of Rambo out and enjoy yourself. And I say have at it. Anyway, though, yeah, enough yippee-yapping from me. Thanks for watching. I have no idea when I'll stream next. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't. Who the hell knows? But yeah, just wanted to talk a bit about the remake, and we will catch y'all whenever the next time is.